Yo, demand you to listen, guru so prolific, deciphering hieroglyphics, play close attention, yeah. Keep it raw, real and uncut, the guru son, the chosen one, the man with the golden gun. Witness the knowledge that rolls off my tongue and let your mind soak it all in like a sponge.
What's up, people? It's the Guru. Welcome to channel. Keep it real, raw, and uncut. Today's topic, it's gonna be a G-vlog, and this one is titled "Human." It's gonna be a two-parter, and I'm gonna be talking about the recent events. The first part's gonna be about the recent events of my man Robin Williams. You know, I'm a little late with this. He died last week, if I'm not mistaken. I think last week or week before last. So I'm pretty late with this, but it's not solely about Robin Williams, but it's about the situation. And like I said, rest in peace to Robin Williams. He, I ain't gonna say he was an inspiration, but I really enjoyed a lot of his films and his work. And it really was a shocker, the fact that he actually passed away, and then we found out in the events that he actually took his life. The way it seems, you know, I think they pretty much confirmed that he committed suicide, and a lot of people feel some kind of way about that. And my take on this kind of different. So first and foremost, let me start off with saying this is out of no disrespect to Robin Williams or his family, his friends, or anybody that has known somebody or has a friend or a family member that actually committed suicide. I'm far from pro-suicide, and I wouldn't make fun of the topic. You know, this is just a discussion about suicide and just a little bit of Robin Williams in the first part of this discussion. The second part is going to be a totally different aspect, but is I guess gonna kind of coincide with each other. But let's get into this one first. But like I said, Robin Williams, like I said, they say he committed suicide and everything, and like I said, it seemed to be true. You know, so I'm going off of that. And the big shocker was to most people was that you see somebody that seemed like he was so happy with life, and he brought laughter to people, enjoyment. He entertained people, and most of his career he's been a comedian, and most of his movies have been comedic. So, you know, we usually see people that are like comedians stuff as being real happy-go-lucky, in love with life because they bringing you laughter. And a lot of times people don't understand that laughter that they're giving you is coming from pain inside their heart. Like Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was one of the first comedians. I ain't gonna say he is the first comedian to do this, but he was one of the first and probably the most popular one at the time that was doing this. He when he used to go on stage, he used to tell you about his life, and he put his demons out there and his heartache out there in the public on stage, and he made light, made fun of the things that he was going through. And they were painful. And if you thought about the stuff he was talking about was they were painful. Like his abusive marriages, his divorces, his drug abuse, racism. What else he talked about? Just health issues, and his depression. You know. And at the end of the day, you know, when you sit there and actually listen to things, look at all the things I just described. Those are not funny things at all. Divorce hurts. Abusive marriages hurt. You know, just abuse hurts. Drug addiction, alcoholism. You know, Richard Pryor was raised in a whorehouse, and his grandmother ran the whorehouse. And there's a crazy thing: his mother was a whore getting pimped out by her husband. Think about that. Your daddy is pimping out your mama. And he was raised around all this, man. You know, think of what kind of childhood, what this man saw in his lifetime. You know, that's pain right there, man. That's a lot of heartache. And the most precious person to him was his grandmother, and he had a very high respect for his grandmother, which I do too, and most men do. If you got your grandmother in your life and got to meet her, So, but he went on stage and he entertained. He made you laugh. He made you think like, yo, this part of his life didn't exist. And then when he talked about it, he made it comedic, like Kevin Hart, who I really don't think it's funny, and of course he can't comparing him to Richard Pryor, like comparing a candle to the sun. You know what I'm saying? He's not even close. He's a horrible comedian, but that's not this at there. I'm not this Kevin Hart. He just ain't funny. Like I said, I respect the man grind. The man put in work, but he's just not funny. But Kevin Hart, he had a great title. I think it was his last stand up when he said "Laugh at my pain," and I think that was brilliant. I think it would have been better if Richard Pryor would have had that, or even my man Robin Williams. The thing about Robin Williams was that I think he kept, instead of like Richard Pryor, I think Richard Pryor went on stage and was therapeutic for him to get his issues out there into public. It was like a release. Like he built up all this pain in him. Let me do a comedy show, make fun of it, and just let it all out. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it was funny was that, a lot of times people tell you about their problems and you think it's like, oh, snap, I done been through that too. I might think it's funny, but it's kind of that coincidence type thing, like, oh, man, that happened to me. Oh, and so you relate. And so when somebody can make fun of that comedy aspect is like, okay, you went through that. It's funny. It ain't that bad. It's like, I can overcome this. It's like you laugh off that pain like it ain't nothing. So that's kind of therapeutic to the crowd too, because, sometimes you relate to people better when you can walk in their shoes. So when you're with somebody, that they went through the same things you went through or were going through, that relationship, it makes the show more real. It makes it more relatable to you, So I feel like maybe Robin Williams was doing the same thing, when he did his comedy stuff, he was it was therapeutic to him. He got things off his chest. Might even got his minds off his problems and his demons and stuff. And that's the thing about it, it was such a shock to see that Robin Williams would kill himself. You never thought like, okay, he was in that bad of a state, because every time you saw him, he was happy. And then we did that show, movie, was it Patch Adams, I think? And he was going around like making a little sick and terminal ill kids happy through laughter. And it made it seem like, okay, that was him. Patch Adams was him, like that comedian that was just like taking away the pain from people, And I got that feel from Robin Williams. So you were thinking like, so you think this is the thing. So you think about, okay, if I'm doing this for people, who is doing this for me? Who is taking away my pain and changing it into laughter? It's like that's a big burden on people. And they had this quote about how comedians are usually the most depressed and unhappy people. And I really believe that, man. Because at the end of the day, they're looked upon as like I said, they're pretty much used. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, make me laugh, entertain me. And that's hard, man. That's really hard, man. Because entertainment is a way to take you away from reality just for a brief moment, just to bring you into a happy state. After you leave there, you might have to go back and deal with your real life and reality and stuff, but you got to break. Your spirit got the chance to rest. And that's great, man. People need that in life, whether you go on vacation or you go on, there's somebody you like to go see to make you laugh, they can entertain you, take your mind away. A lot of times you need that, And the sad thing about life is a lot of times people use the wrong thing in order to take them away from that pain. Some people use drugs. Some people use alcohol. Some people are cut themselves. And I'm really against drugs and alcohol. I don't do either or. But whatever you do, do you, man. But it ain't for me. And you got to be careful when you're dealing with substances like that, because it's easy for that to become an addiction. Very easy, because life is it's fair, but it ain't hard, it ain't easy, man. It's hard, and you're gonna run into obstacles. And so if every time every day is gonna be some pain in it, there's There's gonna be some adversity in it. And so when you start using these substances to, I guess, take you away from the reality or take you away from that pain or damper it, it's easy to keep going back. And next thing you know, you got a problem. That alcohol abuse and that drug abuse is only a Band-Aid. Once you move that Band-Aid, that wound's still there, that scar is still there. What you gonna do? And you keep coming up with that Band-Aid, it ain't really doing nothing. Then guess what? You keep using these things, that Band-Aid keeps getting smaller and smaller, so you need to move up to something stronger in order to cover up this problem. Or you never know, the problem might get bigger. What about the Band-Aid that you're using isn't big enough to cover it no more? So you gotta go to big boys. So you go from weed to, or alcohol, whatever, to weed. These start going to, well, let me use some cocaine. Cocaine ain't doing no more. Let me use some crack. This crack ain't doing no more. Let me use some meth. This ain't doing no more. Let me use some heroin. You know what I'm saying? You putting these crazy, dangerous substances in your body just to cover up the pain. And you gotta understand, you're not curing the problem. You're just putting a Band-Aid over it, And it's just so easy. It's so easy for your demons to take over you when you're in this weakened state. Like I said, I don't know Robin Williams personally. I don't even know none of his family members or nothing, but obviously he has something going on in his life. It had to be something bad or something he really couldn't deal with in order for this man to even think in his mind that, taking my life is better than living. And, seeing somebody get pushed to that edge is horrible, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know the story, and I don't know his family life from that. I don't know if he was exhibiting it, exhibiting stages of depression, or he was medicated for it. Some people said he was going through depression, so he might have been medicated for it. I'm not sure. But, like I said, that's drugs, using drugs to cover up a problem, That's horrible. Depression is real, man. And so that depression can take you anywhere. As we can see, we got evidence of what it can do to people. But at the same time, I think people should have the right to take care of their life the way they want, If this man felt that the only solution for him was death, and he took his own life, I'm not gonna fault the man for that, I wish he wouldn't have did it, and I wish anybody wouldn't commit suicide. I was hoping that there would be a better answer or solution for them. But at the same time, if you were a certain age, he was a grown man, and he felt that was his only way out. I don't know this man's pain. I know in order for me to even consider something like that, the pain would have to be great and unbearable. And it's wrong, man. I've seen people lose their a loved one, commit suicide. I heard a story recently. A woman, young woman too, early 20s, man. She had a baby boy. The little boy died, and she committed suicide. She couldn't deal with the pain, and that's just a tragedy right there. And Robin Williams, that's the thing that makes me feel so bad. Somebody so popular. Maybe he felt like even though he had all these people in his life and were willing to help him, celebrities, thrown down to people that no names, everybody would love to help Robin Williams. He still felt that there was no solution to his problem but death. And that's crazy, man. It's like a lot of times people be talking about money's everything and all this. And this is going to show you money ain't everything. And, they always try to say, only a broke person would say that, It's the truth. Because if you ain't got your health in any aspect, whether it's physical or mental, money don't matter, This man was rich and he was famous, and yet he killed himself. I don't care if you're rich or whatever, you still human. You still got to go through what we go through. What's the use of being a billionaire? You got stage 4 terminal cancer. What is your billions doing for you? Can't save your life. You gonna die. So money, everything, right? What is it now? And I'm not saying that Robin Williams was worshiping money or nothing like that. I'm just saying that you got to be mindful of what is important and what is not.